turn now to the data leak bombshell causing shockwaves across the world, the so-called ICA files. The disclosure of
You win. So?
What happens now?
The ball's in your court, Miss
Burnwood. I do have other candidates, you know. Most of whom have never tied me to a chair.
You've seen the news. That was 47 acting on his own. He is untethered, he is unstoppable, and he cannot be bargained with. He will find you, Mr. Edwards, and I'm the only chance you've got.
I'm listening.
47 has one weakness. Me.
I found something. Buenos Aires International Airport this morning. Now watch this.
Heralds.
Trail ends at the airport, but turns out that a top Providence operative owns a vineyard in the area. Don Yates, of infamous New York law firm Morgan, Yates & Cohn. And get this, it's hosting his retirement party today.
She's infiltrated them. She's sending a message. She needs my help.
Could have fooled me.
You don't know her.
Anyway, if you're going after her, you'll need to deal with the Herald. Her name's Tamara Vidal, former CIA asset and political firebrand. She's a master of surveillance and the Constant's most trusted aide. She'll have eyes everywhere. You won't get far as long as she's in the game.
Why are you telling me this? I thought you were out.
Yeah. Old habits, I guess. Anyway, I need to go. See you around, 47.
No, you won't.
Because you're not an idiot. Let's just humor him. Yates likes his little games. Don't be long.
You got my message.
You'd never get caught on camera. Not unless you wanted to be seen. So what's the play?
You're not the only one who's been busy, 47. I'm this close to becoming the next Constant. I'll be able to dismantle Providence from the inside. Only one man stands in my way. Don Yates. That weasel was the partner's legal counsel for years. He's the top candidate. But remove him from the playing field.
It won't work. If Edward suspects...
I will convince him you acted alone. Retaliation for Grey. Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
The Herald, Tamara Vidal. She has eyes everywhere, and they're all fixed on you. The plan won't work unless we take her out.
She never leaves my side for long. Whatever your plan is, I'll help you if I can.
You're sure about this?
As sure as I'll ever be. Here, I got you an invitation, just like old times. Come find me when it's done. Good luck, 47.
Oh my gosh, be careful. The ground's super loose here. If we fall, we're going to seem like such idiots.
We won't fall. We just need to get the peak and we are good. And look at that gorgeous view. You know it will be worth it. Everyone's going to be beyond jealous.
Oh, you're so right. The colours alone and the lighting. Oh, could you ask for better lighting in a million years? It's like golden hour times 20.
I'm not going to lie though. This gravel is making me really nervous.
Yeah, same. We just have to get the right framing though and snap it, and then I can liquefy our jawlines a bit so we're snatched, and then we can go.
Right. Super quick.
Ready, Pam? 3, 2, 1, and...
For more than 2 decades, New York-based law firm Morgan, Yates & Cohn has been among the most successful and the most controversial companies in the United States. Founded in the greed is good downtown era of the mid-1980s by Kenneth Morgan, Don Yates, and Theodore Cohn, the firm quickly amassed an impressive client roster, counting such corporate behemoths as Top Investment Bank, Milton Fitzpatrick, and Van Orton Tobacco. A reputation for ruthlessness and dirty tactics, no doubt originating with the notorious affluenza defense of murderous socialite Chelsea Whitmore, has long stuck to their name. But despite the persistent outrage of progressives, the firm has enjoyed a seemingly never-ending streak of successes and legal triumphs. This, however, may be changing. Just a few months ago, senior partner Ken Morgan passed away unexpectedly at the Hitman Hotel in Bangkok. And now, another of the founding partners, Don Archibald Yates, in front of whose Argentinian vineyard I am currently standing, has announced his retirement from the firm. And so, the burning question in the upper echelons of corporate America is this: has Morgan, Yates & Cohn finally run out of steam? I am Pam Kingsley, reporting live from Mendoza, Argentina, on GNN News.
Mr. Yates? It's Aaron, sir, from the firm. I came as quickly as I could. Yes, sir, I have the files. Sorry it took so long, but I had to access our remote server to print everything, and I couldn't get my VPN to... Right. Sorry, sir. I'll be right inside. Oh my lord, is that a Giracuckoo? I've always wanted to see one in the wild. Oh, Gretchen will be so jealous. Here, little buddy. Come on. Look at that orange rufous crest. So adorable. Oh, and those yellow rings around the eyes. I mean, they fade in captivity. I've never seen them quite so vivid before. Oh, this is a rare treat. Oh well, mustn't be late. The Gira's fairly common in these parts after all. I'll get a picture later.
Something strange is happening. I'll check it out.
I've never seen anything like it. This many VIPs around, unavoidable. Someone's got to keep it safe. Yo, why does this always happen? Hey! Too much of a done.
I'm back. Aaron Ford Jr., I'm with the firm. Don Yates is expecting me.
Okay, checks out. But leave the paperwork with me.
Absolutely not. Mr. Yates asked me specifically to bring him these documents. You don't want to keep Mr. Yates waiting, do you?
What are you? Some kind of office clerk?
I am a junior partner with Morgan, Yates & Cohn, the most powerful law firm on the continent. Now enough of this foolishness. Let me through.
Okay, I'm just messing with you. Step right in, Junior. Interesante.
Oiga, huevón. Go see what the hell that was.
Sí, I hear you.
process, Your Honor. Is that what I think it is?
If you have to choose, would you rather fight one world-sized hornet or 1,000 hornet-sized
is.
wolves? Shut the
A
hell up. What a
Kira
stupid
cuckoo
question.
nest. Oh, and it looks heavy, too. Well, the eggs could be just about to hatch. Oh, oh. Oh, I gotta fetch my camera and lenses from the hotel. If I could get a picture of the nestlings, Gretchen is gonna just die. Okay. Easy, Aaron. This is not what you're here for. We live to work, not the other way around. Hey, don't go anywhere, eggs.
Would you rather...
I need to report it. Let him know something screwy is going on.
Don't. I know how to deal with the likes of Don Yates. The one we need to worry about is Corvo Black.
Yates Fixer. You know him?
ICA regular. I always suspected he was a middleman for Morgan, Yates and Cohn. I never took his contracts. Nasty piece of work. Below my standards. But plenty of my colleagues were less picky.
Well, they certainly got theirs. I wonder how your agent will feel if he saw you now.
He wouldn't. 47 is a weapon, and weapons don't judge. They go where they're pointed.
Oh, that's cold. I like you more already. Fine, buddy.
What? Got some strange noises here. Looking into it. Over.
Not right
Nobody's?
now, please.
I mean, compared to some of the other power players at the party, a former lobbyist, a political advisor, why would Mr. Yates waste his time on a bunch of low-level bureaucrats? Even if they all wear the same weird pin.
Christ, you're a busybody. If Mr. Yates, your employer and one of the world's most powerful attorneys, feels like inviting a group of employees to a small get-together in his wine cellar during his own retirement party, what's this to you?
Right. I forgot. You're from the city. You're only dying to know on the inside.
Oh?
Mr. Edwards, Don Yates, I have received your letter. I merely called to express my regrets that you were not able to make it to the party. Rest assured that I will extend our new herald the warmest of welcomes. A most shrewd and sagacious move on your part, bringing her into the fold. I have the utmost confidence that Miss Burnwood will prove a valuable addition to the group. Feel free to call me at your leisure. Have a good day. Machine? Since when do I get the machine? He can't be serious. He just can't. It's unseemly.
How many times will you reread that thing before you believe your own eyes, darling? Or are you trying to scare the letters away?
Just listen to this. I am making a new addition to the Herald team. Diana Burnwood, former ICA. Please consider her my representative.
At your celebration, yours truly, Arthur Edwards. Yes, we've been over this, Dawn.
Can you believe it? This is the woman who waged bloody war on Providence. She is involved in the deaths of countless heralds and operatives, including Ken, our friend Valentina. Has Edwards lost his faculties? This woman will surely be our downfall.
This woman cleared his path to the top. Is it any wonder that he wants to keep her close?
The partners. You don't think he...
Immaterial, darling. Why don't we take a stroll? The air will do you good.
Yes. I suppose you're right.
We'll figure this out, Dawn. You and I. We always do.
We should check it out, don't you think? Acknowledged.
This isn't going away, my love. It falls on me as constant to protect Providence against all threats, even his bad decisions.
So let's treat this like a court. Say Burnwood is a material witness to the prosecution and you need to get rid of him. Walk me through your strategy.
Best course of action is blackmail. I've called in one of the firm's junior partners to dig up some dirt. If Burnwood has a weakness, we will find it.
If not?
Then Corvo gets to earn his 7 figures a year. Burnwood suffers an accident. Convincing, but not too convincing. And the blame falls on her rogue assassin with a whimsical M.O.
That might fool the Heralds, but not Edwards. He could even be using her to test your loyalty.
Yes, that is the crunch.
Perhaps we're looking at this the wrong way. Perhaps it is less about the witness and more about putting together just the right jury.
What are you thinking?
The Heralds. You said so yourself. They lost plenty of colleagues to Burnwood and her cohorts. I am sure they would agree to back your story with Edwards, if properly nudged. Say, by a crackerjack trial lawyer with a knack for stirring monologues. This would even strengthen their fealty to you as constant. Nothing commands loyalty like culpability.
Yes, I like it. I like it profoundly. I will get right to work on my closing statement. Thank you, my love. I truly would be lost without you.
And don't you forget it.
All right, you're on the clock, Aaron. Dazzle me. What do you got on Burnwood, Diana?
Well, I'm fairly certain she was a handler in the ICA. Her name doesn't feature in any of the publicized documents, but I figure if she somehow covered her tracks...
Old news. I don't care if you can place her at the grassy knoll. What I want to know about is her involvement in the 1% killings, starting with our clients. Details, please. The gorier, the better.
The militia attacks? Say, what is this really about, Mr. Yates? And how did we come across all this information? I mean, who created this file?
I found
Straight out of a Jack Sparta novel.
Do you want to make senior partner
Okay.
Morgan
Take a
Yates
look.
and Cone one
Tranquilo,
day,
papi,
Aaron?
tranquilo. Stay here.
Yes, sir.
Then I don't need to finish this sentence.
Sure.
Get to it.
Who would leave something like that lying around?
Salute, soldier!
Take a good look at this woman. What do you see? A monster? Revolutionary fanatic? Violent extremist? You should. You should take a good, hard look at this graceful woman with the ensuringly professional demeanor and imagine her hands soaked in the blood of your colleagues, including my friend and business partner, Ken Morgan. A bloody trail of carnage and destruction, ending with the partners themselves and Arthur Edwards, our superior, the new supreme head of Providence, is giving her the keys to the kingdom. Now, does that seem right to you, my friends? Yes. They should get their blood flowing.
Mr. Yates has always stayed in the brownstone in Brooklyn. This climate never did agree with him.
Madam seems happy to have him around more. None of them are built for country life. They are fast-lane people, cosmopolitans. She was a career diplomat, ambassador to China before that incident.
She's adjusted well enough. The vineyard is a childhood home after all. But Mr. Yates, the man is like a small planet. He enters a room and kind of just sucks up all the oxygen. Then, other times, you barely notice him. The other day, I was cleaning the drawing room and suddenly he was just there, sitting in the corner like a big, fat spider. Never even heard him come in.
Stop! You're freaking me out.
I suppose it's the power. My mother worked for men like Yates, and she always said that power takes physical form. She swore that you can even smell it on their clothes.
That's just bourbon. I like him. Mr. Yates is an old-school gentleman. Ruthless to his enemies, generous to his friends. A man of his word.
Mr. Yates is a man of many words. There's a difference.
Don't you remember? It was a huge scandal. One of those whatever gates.
Doesn't ring a bell. So, Mrs. Yates was a career diplomat.
Oh, yes. An international superstar. She was the Argentinian ambassador to Norway, then Israel, and then China. But her office was involved in some sordid back-channel deal. Cell phone surveillance, I think, and when the story broke, Mrs. Yates was thrown under the bus. Her whole career down the drain in an instant. That's why she moved back here. Nothing else to do, what with Mr. Yates still going full steam.
Ah, it's tough. But I suppose she made her bed.
At least, she's still her husband's closest advisor. Some say she's the brain behind many of his boldest court strategies. Yes, those two are quite the power couple.
I don't know. You probably keep something weird inside.
Weird? Like how?
All my clients have kept something weird in their safes, especially when it's a basement safe. Basement safes are where you keep the juicy stuff.
I see.
Hey, you can always try and guess the passcode. It's never hard. Usually it's the firstborn's birthday or the year they were married. And since the Yateses don't have any kids...
That simple, huh?
Only one way to find out.
sure they're up for this? I don't want to piss off someone who could take my head off from 1,000 yards away.
They're bored out of their wits. Go on, just pick something. It'll be fun.
Okay, let's see. I'll take that watermelon. Hold on. And send. Go on then. Tell them.
Falcon, we just sent you a target ID. Yup. Very dangerous terrorist. Calls himself Mr. Q-Ball. Top 5 on the world's most wanted list. Take the shot. Over.
No way. Bullseye. Boom. Hand of God. Oh, those boys are amazing.
All right, what's next? Wait, I got it. You balance an apple on your head.
Up yours, Rico.
What? It's a classic. Okay. Do that wine bottle then.
Right, yeah. Hold on. Okay, sent.
Falcon? Another hostile coming your way. Oh yes, armed and supremely dangerous. Drop on sight. Over.
No way. Bullseye. Boom. Hand of God. Oh, those boys are amazing.
You're a cultured guy, right? So you know how to tangle?
I keep meaning to learn,
Is everything all right? I was looking for you at the club last Saturday, but the doorman said you hadn't been there all day.
How are you, sir?
I was sure he was lying, but the concierge told me the same thing.
Ah, sorry. I had to spend a few days in Arizona helping with an emergency top-down reorganization. I had about as much advance warning on the matter as you, if it's any consolation.
Of course. I assumed it must have been something like that. Emilia took it rather hard, though. She hasn't seen you in ages.
I'm sure she's fine. She's our daughter, after all. She's not going to be wounded that easily.
No way. Guys like Yates don't retire. He can pretend he's going to be a full-time winemaker, but if he's leaving Morgan Yates & Co., it's because he has a better offer.
He's a founding partner in the most powerful law firm on Earth. How do you top that?
All I know is he's been burning the midnight oil, and he's not prepping for a case. Yates isn't winding down, he's gearing up. Some kind of private consultant job, perhaps? Mafia consigliere? Papal advisor?
Honestly, if Don Yates walks into a church, I'm fairly sure he'll burst into flames.
Tina must be over the moon about Don stepping down. She's been living alone here for, what, 6 years? Ever since the scandal that ruined her career.
Are you kidding? That's the perfect marriage.
Well, I'm sorry to burst your bubble of finely aged cynicism, but the Yateses are genuinely crazy about each other. They're the proverbial power couple. Valentina was always Don's most trusted advisor and vice versa. Some say she's the brains behind some of his most famous court strategies.
Huh. Talk about insult to injury.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's just that one of Yates's clients is the rival to the Semaphore phone company, which got exposed in the data leak that ruined Valentina's career. In fact, Yates would have lost his first high-profile case had it not happened. I guess her loss was his gain.
Huh. Didn't know about that. Well, I guess if they can survive that, they can survive anything.
Except retirement.
Hey, how are you?
Yates. May I see your invitation, please? Gracias, senor. Enjoy the party.
Evening, senor. Would you care for an aperitif?
Thank you. So, you must know everything that goes on at the event. Care to give me the lowdown?
Let's see. Most of the guests have already arrived. And let me tell you, it's like a Forbes 500 convention in there. Most are high-profile clients of Morgan, Yates, and Korn. But the Yateses are still no shows. Word is, they're still up at the house.
They haven't made an entrance yet. Curious. Any idea why?
Well, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but word is that Yates was in a great mood this morning, but that all changed when the letter arrived.
The letter?
Yeah, an honest-to-God letter delivered by courier. I mean, who writes letters anymore? Anyway, it must have been bad news, because Senor Yates heard the plant off the balcony. Big heavy one, too. It almost hit Isabel, one of the maids who had to go lie down.
Oh. Anything else?
The party is not the only thing happening at the estate. The winery is open for guests, too. You should check it out if you're interested in winemaking. It's harvest season, after all.
I might just do that. Thank you for your time, miss.
Right. Pleasant evening, senor.
Thank God it's finally in. That extra security detail was driving my wife and kids crazy.
We lucked out. Heralds say a handful of operatives were lost, but I figure they're downplaying. We've all seen the news. Lots of power players dropping like flies. But as long as we don't know who everybody else is, it's hard to call their bullshit. How did they recruit you?
I was approached by the old constant during my senior year, like my thesis on plutocracy. Got me a position with Chef Moore, then Morgan, Yates & Cohn, then Hampson Oil. I must have skipped 20 years of corporate climbing. Before I knew it, I was Secretary of State. And all I had to do was answer the occasional call, do the occasional favor. Seemed a sweet deal at the time. You?
My tech startup was caught up in a losing fight with one of the big five. I won't mention any names. Then a herald shows up. Says he represents a kind of corporate superstructure that is willing to acquire my startup and cover the cost of the lawsuit without asking a single share in return. All I would have to do... well, you know the rest.
I'm reasonably sure I helped get Richard Quincy elected, securing Providence access to the country's rhodium mines. But the heralds never reveal their grand scheme, do they? So there's no way to say for sure. Sometimes I find myself wanting to know what I've been accessory to over the years. Other times...
I hear you. Ignorance is bliss.
I think I've seen her somewhere before. Oh! I've got it. Didn't she used to be one of the pages? My God, I always thought she was a little too close to the senators. I should slap that glass right out of her hand.
Are you sure? Wasn't she a blonde? And I thought she was a little taller. It doesn't look like her at all to me.
Oh, you're so meek. It's disgusting.
This is exactly why we only ever get white wine at home. Red makes you so tasty.
You're looking so radiant today. Have you been doing something new, or is that just the early retirement glow?
I'm so flattered that you noticed. I really amped up the amount of retinoids in my night routine, and I think it's making a huge difference.
Well, it certainly sounds like you've been busy. I'm sorry for prying, by the way. A girl's entitled to her secrets, but I really just had to know.
Oh, sweetheart, it's fine. You worry too much. The nosiness just shows that you care. It's truly flattering. And God knows how I love to talk about these kinds of things.
One of the most gifted surveillance specialists ever to graduate from Kent. Ran one of our interrogation black sites for a while, and I tell you, those prisoners folded like lawn chairs. I couldn't believe it when she left the agency to go into politics, of all things.
Well, Vidal is nothing if not unpredictable.
I'd read her file, of course. Parents were political, fought on the side of the junta. And Tamara always was a firebrand. Still, talk about wasted potential.
Well, you'll be happy to know that she still dabbles in the dark arts.
Oh? How's that?
You already know Kronstadt R&D invests heavily in surveillance tech.
Well, I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but Tamara Vidal represents one of our biggest private sponsors, and she's been instrumental in developing a cutting-edge new line of nanodrones.
Is that a fact? And who might this client be?
You're the CIA. You figure it out. All I know is she played an unusually hands-on role as a technical advisor. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if she had her tiny spies buzzing around this place, recording everything we say.
Balls. I miss the Cold War.
It's the damnedest thing, to be sure, like a Golden Age detective novel. First, an old money aristocrat dies, who just happens to control half the world's shipping enterprises. Then, on the night of her funeral, mind you, the younger sibling is murdered in his sleep, surrounded by his closest kin. And the motive? Well, this, as they say, is where the plot thickens. See?
Wait, don't spoil it. I'm waiting for the true crime podcast.
Oh, you won't have to wait long. We just secured the publishing rights. I got the author of the Jack Sparta novels to do an adaptation based on the testimony of the PI who cracked the case.
That was fast. I'd expect a prolonged bidding war.
As it turns out, the family is strapped for cash. The Carlyles have had a rough year.
See that guy over there? That's Don Yates' fixer from New York.
That is Corvo Black?
Don't stare. He's busted heads for less. That man's a beast.
Oh, I know the stories. Started out in narcotics, got fired for misconduct, not to mention headbutting an internal affairs officer. He turned PI and eventually wound up on the payroll of Morgan, Yates & Cohen as an investigative consultant.
Right. Evidence tampering. Witness intimidation. The odd bit of B&E. A regular jack of all trades. I take it you heard about Reggie West's hit and run? Nasty business. I suppose everybody needs a Corvo now and then.
Wonder what he's doing here, though, at Yates' retirement party.
Yates is the kind of man who keeps his enemies close. I figure old Corvo is not here for the hors d'oeuvre.
Hello there, and welcome to the Yates Winery. How may I help you?
First time at the estate. Could you show me the lay of the land?
Certainly, senor. This is the visitor center. On your right is the tasting room, where we have a lovely selection of house cabernets. Upstairs is the dining and bar area, and over to your left are the bathrooms. If you peek over the railing, you can look down onto our state-of-the-art fermentation area. You can't go down, though. A staff only, I'm afraid.
Thank you. Most helpful.
My pleasure.
PTSD, huh? You buy it?
It's not unreasonable. Think about it. Duval was kidnapped by the militia and held hostage for weeks. He was forced at gunpoint to disclose the existence of Providence in a public broadcast. And those animals would probably have executed him like they did Thomas Cross if our security team hadn't broken him free. I would need therapy.
So, Duval survives just long enough to retract his statement, appoint a Providence-backed successor as CEO of Ether, and then he accidentally slips in his bathtub during an anxiety attack?
It's odd, I don't deny it. But take Godfrey. Now, he's gotten it into his head that the partners are all somehow dead, and that the Constant runs Providence in their place. Conspiratorial thinking is a rabbit hole, my friend.
But if they murdered him, Duval was a rat, but he had no choice.
He did. Just not a very attractive one.
I've been meaning to ask you if you could give me the name of the artisan you hired to carve out that relief for your garden. You know how much Mother adores it. I was hoping to commission something similar for her 80th birthday.
You know I'd love to share, but if I told you, then you'd probably tell someone else, and they would tell someone after that, and pretty soon mine would just be one more in the crowd. You understand, yes?
Seriously? You really won't even tell me?
Oh, I'm very serious. Hey there.
I've been meaning to ask if you could connect me with your portraitist. That cubist image of you and your late parents is transfixing. I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since I saw it last.
I'm sorry, their names slipped my mind.
What? You can't be serious.
I'm sure you'll figure something out.
Constant works in mysterious ways. I just don't get his fascination with this Burnwood woman.
She is brilliant. Perhaps even his equal.
So? All the more reason to keep her at arm's length.
That's not how he sees it. Burnwood is passionate, and passion can be directed. People who want to change the world are the easiest to corrupt.
I say it's a trick. He wants something from her. Probably that assassin of hers.
No, there's more to it. Burnwood went up against the Constant and lost. But she came too close for comfort, and now winning is not enough. He doesn't just need to beat her, he needs to convert her.
Sounds like an unhealthy fixation, if you ask me. She kidnapped him, for Christ's sakes. You sure it's not just a case of Stockholm Syndrome?
This is the Constant we're talking about. Don't worry. He's got Vidal watching Burnwood's every move. That girl has eyes in places I didn't even know existed.
It's something at least. What do we even call him now? We'll have a new Constant soon, and partner doesn't make sense when it's only him.
I'm sure he has something in mind. I take it he told you about the new policy.
Thought he was joking first, but I do take his point. The West doesn't call the shots like it used to. Whole new power dynamics popping up left and right. There are other groups emerging, faster, meaner, hungrier. If we want to stay relevant, we need a new edge.
There's a reason Providence has been able to stay hidden for so long. The partners were all about the long game. Cold War spycraft meets mafia-style quid pro quo. They flat out rejected the Constant's plan when he first proposed it. Called it foolhardy.
You can't resist an idea whose time has come. Thanks to Ether's all-popular genome mapping service, we basically have the DNA of the world elite on ice now. Why spend years creating the leaders of tomorrow when we can just blackmail and coerce the leaders of today?
And I suppose now we know what that DNA-specific ether virus was really for. Christ. Did he plan this whole thing years ago? Did he see it all coming?
Oh, part of me wants that to be true. I'll sleep a lot better knowing he's infallible. Carl Ingram I knew about. Back when I lobbied for Milton Fitzpatrick, he was the conservative kingmaker in D.C. Never mind your accolades or pedigree, anyone gunning for office would have to pay fealty to the old bastard. But Stuyvesant and Carlisle?
The names are everywhere you look. Museum wings, concert halls, private foundations and scholarships. We just never noticed before.
It's true. If you're not in the media, you don't exist.
A few generations ago, though, they were the talk of the town, on a par with the Rockefellers and the Astors.
I just can't help but be a little disappointed. All this time wondering who the partners were, playing the guessing game, I was expecting more of a holy shit reveal. Presidents and kings sort of thing. You know what the Stuyvesant's primary field of income was last year? Insurance.
Just goes to show, empty vessels make the loudest sound.
I dare say congratulations are in order.
Close call, though. I was third in the line of succession, after Robert and Sierra Knox. But then the pesky Kronstadt Board of Directors decided to hire an outsider. Former chair of the Applied Science Division at Caltech with a rep for being uncorrupt. With her at the helm, our friends would have lost control of Kronstadt altogether. Luckily for us, she went and wrapped her car around a tree. Brakes, apparently.
That is fortuitous.
Anyway, Kronstadt stays in the family, same as the other assets.
So the heralds keep telling us. By their account, those terrorists barely made a scratch.
You don't sound convinced.
How are we to tell when we don't know who's who? No, I don't believe the Constant had this situation under control. I even hear he was kidnapped.
He must have done something right. Wouldn't have been promoted to partner otherwise.
I suppose. Don't really care either way. Providence paved my way, and I'm grateful, but I paid my dues. If they were to disappear, the sun would still rise tomorrow, and I would still be governor.
lot of fancy suits down there.
Vive, are you trying to make me depressed, huh?
You know what they call that, right? Sour grapes.
I take it Edwards told you to chaperone me. Any idea why?
You know why. Trust is earned. Until Edwards is satisfied you're not sailing under a false flag, I will be his eyes and ears.
I meant why you?
I suppose I'm more perceptive than most.
You're also very loyal. My guess is Edwards' decision to make me a herald is not too popular with the other heralds.
We were at war about 5 minutes ago. Some people are funny like that.
But not you.
I admire the craft, the audacity. Everyone said Providence was untouchable and along you came. The way I see it, you did us a service.
That's cold. I like you more already.
Touché. Can I help you? Why are you here, Burnwood?
Didn't you know? I have tango fever.
Thing is, nobody held a gun to your head. Why did you take his offer?
It was time for a change.
I'll say. Learning the truth about your partner. Harsh. But you see, I read your ICA profile. All those years, you never took a contract for money or glory. Only to serve your personal brand of vigilante justice. Targeting those who rise above the law, except for yourself, of course, but hey, everyone's a hypocrite. Still, makes you wonder.
I was wasting my potential. I did garbage duty for 30 years, and where did it get me?
You've certainly kept the world's coroners on their toes.
Edwards is right. Power never dies. It only changes hands. And his hands, well, I figure the world could do a lot worse.
You admire him.
I thought resisting power was noble. But revolution is a young person's game. It's easy to tear down, much harder to build. I figure I can be Edward's conscience. God knows I have the practice. Did I pass your test?
It was hardly the Pledge of Allegiance, but it's the best I could expect from a free-thinking radical. Get lost, pal. Nothing to see here.
What do you believe in, Vidal?
I believe most people need to be led. They want it too, mind you. They've just been brainwashed by liberal humanism to think it's something to resist, something to be ashamed of.
Might is right. Is that it?
Any dumb mob or chest-pounding gorilla has might. I believe in merit, the rule of competence. Those who are born with superior skills and intellect have a moral obligation to lead. It's as simple as that.
Wow. You're just a social media shitstorm waiting to happen, aren't you?
Don't talk to me about privilege. When the enemy is at the gates, you want the best man leading the charge, privileged or not. Questioning natural hierarchies is a peacetime luxury, and it only leads to chaos and decline. Providence must exist.
A necessary evil.
Nothing evil about it. No such thing. Do you mind? Private conversation.
Does it bother you, being the odd one out?
What's that supposed to mean?
You're an outlier too, Tamara. You don't mingle with the other heralds. They're so impressed with themselves, aren't they? Ordering all those big-shot CEOs around, but not you. Where they see power and prestige, you see duty. That's why you're Edward's most trusted aide.
Jesus. You want to borrow money?
Tell me, was your heart set on becoming the next constant? The thought must have crossed your mind.
Perhaps. But Edwards doesn't want an echo chamber. Must be why he hired you. You know, some of the heralds think we should have killed you right along with Lucas Gray.
And what do you think?
I don't like wasted potential. We don't see eye to eye on just about anything. But I do respect your ambition, your idealism, your ruthlessness. You just need to grow up and smell the coffee.
Are you lost, Mr. So, what's your take on Yates?
Charismatic, commanding, verbose like a Victorian novel. But all that's just a courtroom facade. He wants you to think he's all bark. Many a young plucky attorney has made that mistake. But behind that carefully crafted bon vivant exterior is a slick, backstabbing little sewer rat would never fight a battle that he hasn't already won.
Huh. Anything you don't like about him?
Don Yates is an opportunistic crony. He doesn't give a toss about Providence or what we stand for. The man has no convictions. All he cares about is power. That might have been up to code with the partners. Complacent fat cats just conserving the status quo. Edwards is different, though. A true visionary. Don't know what he sees in Yates, but the man is rarely wrong.
Rarely?
The vote is still out on you.
Do I know you, Mr.
Tell me about your estranged partner. Why the number? 47?
It's all they gave him. I just made it a name.
What makes him tick? That particular investment, the Institute, was a bit of a black stain on our roster. But from what little I could gather from the Providence archive, his capacity for empathy was removed, along with his memories. What was your relationship?
47 is broken in many ways. But he is self-aware about it, and he tries his best to be whole. Over the years, we found an arrangement. You could say he outsourced his conscience to me. I would curate the contracts, navigate the murky moral waters that he was unable to fathom. He was the gun. I was the safety.
Fascinating. What an extraordinary display of trust.
It's no more than what any soldier does.
Of course. Who came up with the accident MO?
It began with a jet ejection seat. But that's a story for another time.
Can I help you? What kind of high-profile targets did your man eliminate over the years? Your exploits were curiously absent from the ICA papers.
Who did you have in mind?
I know about our people. The small fish Caruso and the Santis, Strandberg and Zaydan, Ken Morgan. Yates won't be too happy about that one. Your very own Eric Soders, Robert and Sierra Knox.
At Edward's request.
I'm not judging. Call it professional interest. Let's see. You did old Janus and Cassidy. I like Cassidy. Grumpy, but I still liked him. Zoe and Sophia Washington. Athena Savalas and the Haven Trio. And finally, the partners themselves. That's not even counting the militia ringleaders. Delgado, Wazir Calais. Quite the resume.
You don't know the half of it.
Chad Durst. Professional stuntman and daredevil slips in the bathtub? Yeah, right.
Wrong.
Could have sworn.
Are you lost, Mr.
Diana Burnwood. Long time no see.
Forgive me. I can't quite place you, Mr.
Reaper. Tobias Reaper. We used to work for the same company. They went under.
Ah, yes. A shame what happened. But nothing lasts forever, I suppose. Oh, but where are my manners? This is my colleague, Tamara Vidal.
Miss Vidal?
What brings you to Argentina, Reaper? Are you one of Don Yates' clients?
Client? No. I'm more of a service provider.
Right. Well, it was lovely to see you again, Tobias. Now, if you'll excuse us, Tamara and I need to mingle.
Of course.
See you around.
What are we doing here, Dexy?
Monumental Records are longtime clients of Morgan Yates & Co. I thought we'd come show Don our support.
He's a blood-sucking leech. He's like evil incarnate.
A free bar is a free bar, Heidi.
How is any of this relevant to our promotional tour?
The class always had a strong following in Buenos Aires. You and Quentin have a 52% recognition rate. That's impressive in a fragmented post-monocultural market. Especially since Jordan was always the front man.
We're not the class, Dexy. We're
the band formerly known as The Class, minus Jordan Cross. That's the reality, Heidi. You don't like it? We can still accept the live gig with Serafina. She plays arenas. It's good, steady money.
Pass. I do have a shred of dignity left.
Oh, yeah? Want me to hold on to that for you?
Screw you, Dexy.
It'll be fine, dear. You'll get a hit and make lots of money. Hell, you might even see some of it once Quantum Leap and Dynasty Global and all other streaming platforms have taken their share. You just smile and do what rock stars do best, dear.
Yeah? And what's that?
Get drunk on somebody else's dime.
I'm saying no other law
Hello,
firm
sir.
has this kind of brand penetration.
So, people all over the world know that Morgan, Yates, and Cohn are a bunch of soulless assholes. Good for you.
No, not good. Great. 94% of my cases never go to trial. Why? Because the moment the other side hears the name of Morgan, Yates, and Cohn, they know shit's about to get ugly. They know they're entering a Category 5 shit hurricane, and they can either settle or get neck deep in that chunky brown water.
And here I was so looking forward to the buffet.
The Chelsea Whitmore trial gave us some notoriety. Ken the Brick Morgan's affluenza defense is the stuff of legends. But really, it was the documentary about Van Orton tobacco that made us a household name. Van Orton sponsored a well drilling project in sub-Saharan Africa, only to spike the groundwater with nicotine to boost their customer base. And my friend and mentor, Don Cojones Yates, got them off on a technicality. Oh, it was beautiful.
Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. If you'll excuse me.
Something I said? So, what's your take on these ICA papers? Oh, hell of a thing.
I'll say. As if we haven't had enough market turmoil this year.
It's just disgraceful how an agency like the ICA could exist and thrive for so long without the public's knowledge.
Boggles the mind.
That it does. That it does. Yeah, I do wonder, though.
Yes?
Well, just for the sake of argument, say one had an urgent problem and one found oneself without one's usual, how should I put it?
Service provider?
Yeah, precisely. Well, what I'm getting at is all those shady drug lords and foreigners and whatnot who find themselves in need of a new such provider. Well, I was just wondering how they might go about that. Hypothetically, of course.
Right. Well, I'm clearly not the right sort of person to ask.
Of course not. Just making conversation.
I certainly wouldn't be in the possession of a phone number to one such individual.
Surely not.
And even if I were, I certainly wouldn't be inclined to pass it on.
Well, no, that would be wildly unethical.
Right. So, good talk. Food for thought. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need a shot in the arm. Ask for Stone. Good man. Reliable. And don't mention the nose. I bet I could invest in it. Maybe build it into something.
You really think you have the stick-to-itiveness for that?
Thank you for the vote of confidence.
Tell me you didn't. Tell me you didn't forget the asado torch.
Okay. I didn't forget the asado torch, Miguel.
But you did, though.
Yes.
Didn't you,
in
Pablo?
Maryland.
Madre de Dios. Why do you have to be such a baby all the time?
Are those
Mr.
the crystal
Yates'
red wine
guys are
glasses?
waiting.
Over there.
What are we supposed to tell him? The dinner is late because the Yosa brothers forgot the torch for the damn asado pit?
It's just a stupid torch.
Yes.
I'm sure someone's gonna light, Miguel.
It's traditional. Look, I'm not gonna explain it to you, little boy. Just find another torch. Don't care how. Before we're a laughing stock.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Why Mother prefers him, I will never understand.
I tell you, whoever thought they were doing the world a favor
Sir.
by bumping off Rico Delgado and his fixer, Andrea Martinez, needs a crash course in history.
I'd think one last drug lord would be a good thing.
Well, not if they're the lesser evil. Rico Delgado was a son of a bitch, but he was our son of a bitch. Plus, a stabilizing factor for the whole region. Now, the cartel is in the hands of Mad Dog Hector Delgado, and he's about 3 Colombian neckties away from a full-scale drug war.
The Morenos?
Somehow, the mad bastard's got it into his head that Martinez and his brother were killed by a Moreno assassin who infiltrated their ranks. He's purging his own Sicarios at random, and they, in turn, are ratting on each other like 1950s Hollywood. It's a hot mess. Plays merry hell with the construction and real estate market.
Perhaps someone should take steps to retire him.
With ICA off the board. Good luck finding someone crazy enough.
I could use a smoked meal right about now. Wonder what the holdup is.
Right? This Argentinian barbecue thing, it better be worth the wait.
It was a short stint, but they made their mark. The Ark Society will never be the same. You can take pride in that, I suppose. Still, I can't imagine what old Byron must be going through.
Zoe and Sophia burned fast and bright. Everyone knew they lived on borrowed time.
Still, his only daughters.
Byron Washington mourned his girls long ago. No, it's why they died that has him in a rage.
Right. They were assassinated, like Thomas Cross and all the others.
Well, the twins were warriors. Assassination goes with the territory. There's a kind of dignity to that.
Go get them in the
No,
van.
see,
I want them
Byron runs Providence's think tank. He knows stuff the rest of us aren't privy to. And he believes Zoe and Sophia were not the real targets.
Call our supplier
They were
in
just
town. Get them
collateral
to deliver
damage
another
in
200
a terrorist
pounds
plot
of olives
to
and
get
macadamia.
to the Constant.
Now,
Yeah, I bet that would send him over the edge.
The way I hear it, Byron is putting together a special task force to track down the assassin. He's got the will, the connections, and the means. We'll see how invisible this guy really is.
So, who do you back for the Ark Society chairman?
Well, I try to stay out of politics. There's a lot of support for Engelhorn, Janus's man.
Christ, not that insufferable bull.
But someone is pushing hard for Blake Nathaniel, the adventurer. The same someone who got the twins appointed in the first place, I bet. Anyway, Nathaniel will continue Sophia and Zoe's bold vision.
Good. I want to see Titan before I cash in my chips.
Awful shame what happened. It was the most charming little village. Almost made it onto the UNESCO World Heritage List. Must have been some rainfall.
Yes, terrible, terrible shame. I blame climate change. Nothing we at the Mendoza Local Council could have done about it, of course. Man plans and God laughs and all that.
So you don't think the construction of a brand new dam right on the other side of the village might have had anything to do with the flooding? The dam that conveniently redirects the underground water flow to this very vineyard, bypassing the local ban on irrigation. The very same dam that was donated by a foreign benefactor whose name is lazily Yates in reverse.
Nonsense. Mr. Sete is an honest businessman, and Mr. Yates is a pillar of the community. He would never think to break the rules. He, a gentleman of the law? You should be ashamed of yourself, ma'am. Good day to you.
¿Qué más, hombre?
Seems like once you buy into an operation like
Here we have a Cabernet Sauvignon.
May I recommend the House Cabernet Sauvignon? Fine vintage.
Strong aromatic notes, black currant and red cherries. On the palate, a trickle of sweet spice and savory plums. Yes, not bad.
Senor is a connoisseur.
I dabble.
You would be scandalized, senor, at just how many of the upper crust who only pretends to know why. Why, that ghastly former right-wing politician Tamara Vidal. She came in earlier and asked for a Pinot Noir. Oh, can you believe it?
Cabernet
God,
Sauvignon.
ours is a civilization in decline.
grown the world over.
A pleasure to serve you, senor.
Distinguish themselves very well. You'll want to pay attention to the sides and
Nothing quite spoils a party like your guests inexplicably dropping dead. Who were they again?
Couple of old money scions, Ingram and something Dutch sounding. I bet Sheikh Al-Ghazali was the real target. Everyone knows the family funds terrorism. Did you see any of it happen?
No, they were discreet about it. I caught a glimpse of a body bag, but that's about it. It was only when someone realized that the elevators had stopped working that the word caught on. Imagine all those socialites descending 200 flights of stairs on foot.
Guess all those personal trainers finally paid off.
Corvo, got a message from the boss. Duty calls.
Let me guess, the Burnwood woman.
That's right. Yates has arranged for the chief winemaker to take Burnwood and Tamara Vidal on a grand tour of the estate. Wants you to tag along.
Not for my sparkling personality. This Burnwood woman sure has his panties in a twist. Wonder what the deal is.
Yates' business is his business. Just get yourself ready and sign into the visitor center. Oh, have a drink on my behalf.
I don't drink. Makes me sentimental.
Mr. Yates. Yeah, I got your message. You mind telling me what I'm...
Hi. Whatever.
Yeah, I can do an accident. In fact, a couple of spots come to mind. On the tour or after. On standby. So you're not sure yet? Does that mean there's a plan A? One where I don't stand a 50-50 chance of getting caught? I mean, you do realise the risk here, boss. Broad daylight, workers around. Who exactly is this bird? Sitting on your parade?
It's a nice gesture, but a bit hubristic, wouldn't you say? He's not even been
But if
appointed.
I'm going to be one of these heralds of yours, you need to start letting me in on a few things.
Did you see the wine list?
So who's this for?
I'm more of a beer man myself, but if Yates wants to bring the heralds closer together and play the modern boss, I don't actually
No,
mind.
no problem.
Edward's
I
always
just never
loves a
framed
bit
an
of-
urban legend
Plus,
before.
he
Through
has good
post
reason to
truth.
be confident.
I like
He
it.
is Edward's closest legal advisor. Not even Thomas Cross or Eugene Bob had a direct line of contact. I'd say Yates is at the top of a very short list.
So, how do you feel about Burnwood?
How do you think? She and her friends killed Yamazaki, Cassidy, probably Bronson. How is she fit to be a herald? But on the other hand, people defect all the time, and she's most certainly qualified.
True. The Constant knows what he's doing. Doesn't mean we have to like him.
You remember that month we spent in the south of France last year?
Hello again, Miss Burnwood. Miss Vidal.
He is a polite one, isn't he?
Oh, Mr. Reaper is in many ways a man out of time.
And what is it you do, Reaper? Don't tell me. Banker.
Corporate liquidator.
Ah, so you're the guy nobody likes.
They so rarely get a chance to know me.
Well, we really should be getting on.
Do you dance, Reaper?
I like to lose myself in a crowd.
Good. Perhaps we'll do a bit of that later. Dancing.
The night is young, Miss Vidal.
I think you have a friend.
You're a terrible friend.
I should have proposed to you there. Instead of on the damn clock.
You're joking.
Well, what do you know? My.
Hey, Yosa, is dinner coming or what?
Almost there. We had a slight equipment mixed up, but my esteemed brother is taking care of it as we speak.
See that he does. A lot of hungry people here, especially me.
Hey, Future Federation, right? I think we cooked at your election party once.
That's right.
How was it?
Underspiced.
Miss Burnwood, Miss Vidal, we meet again.
We do indeed. You know, I just tried befriending you on social media, but your profile appears to be blocked for requests.
In my line of work, Privacy is power.
Well, you certainly do take bland, generic tourist photos like nobody's business. Why, you've got every cliched attraction known to man, from the Sphinx to the Easter Island statues, but never with you in them. Camera shy, Reaper?
I generally try to keep out of photos myself.
Right. Would you mind taking a walk, Reaper? I'd like to discuss something on the QT.
Tamara, I think you have the wrong idea.
No, please. Lead the way.
Tobias, I'm sure you have
Right this
somewhere to
way.
be.
I know a spot away from prying eyes. So, corporate liquidator. That must be exciting.
Nothing quite like it.
I bet. Weeding out the old and slow so that something new and fast may thrive. Admirable. Say, do you have a business card, or are those out of style?
I don't advertise. I rely strictly on word of mouth.
I see. Only as good as your latest job, huh? Must be stressful.
It keeps me on my toes.
I bet. What was your biggest job? The biggest fish you've ever...
Hey, long time no see.
Liquidated.
The next one, Miss Vidal. Always the next one.
Won't be long now.
It's her, all right. I'm good with faces.
I thought she'd be taller.
Everyone looks tall on a stage. She's changed her hair, but that's still Tamara Vidal.
Well, shit. She had all the pundits shaking in their boots a few years back. What was her party called again?
Future Federation. It was a kind of a crypto-fascist movement promoting meritocratic corporatocracy with a splash of transhumanism to lure in the Silicon Valley types.
Sharp dresses, though.
At Pax Mundus, we did a report about the geopolitical ramifications should Future Federation ever get into office and trigger a regional surge to the right. But the party lost momentum when Vidal stepped down.
Was there some kind of scandal?
Nothing public. She just left. Must have gotten a better offer. You know how these firebrands are. Always ready to cash in some of that political capital for a corner office. Manny Russo of Goldberg and Partners calling for Vera St. Martin, please. Thank you. Mrs. St. Martin, just calling to check on those accounts we discussed. Correct? Yeah, Panama, Dominica, and Costa Rica. And my instructions were followed to the letter? Splendid. I shall inform Mr. Yates. Your guess is as good as mine. Yates's mystery client is setting up a Kafkaesque labyrinth of staggering complexity. Shell companies and phantom accounts looping in on themselves like a Mobius strip in a bad suit. I get a nosebleed just thinking about it. Okay. Between you and me, I couldn't help but follow a few breadcrumbs, and here's the strangest part. The money all seems to flow from another older shell corporation called Providence. Name rings a bell? Yes, that terrorist transmission a few months ago. Now, the thing was controlled by three families. Very old money, the Carlyles of the Carlyle Shipping Group, the Ingrams oil and steel tycoons, and the Stuyvesant real estate moguls. Yes, I see you read obituaries too. That is when I decided to do as my mentor taught me, cash my check, and mind my own goddamn business. Words to live by, yes? Well, same to you.
welcome to the Yates Winery. How may I help?
Corvo Black. I'm on the tour.
Right, Mr. Black. Welcome. Miss Burnwood and Miss Vidal will meet you down by the wine fields. I trust you know the way?
I can find my way around.
Enjoy the tour.
You ask me, the Constant must have lost his mind. Burnwood was in league with Grey. She's responsible for killing how many of our people? I mean, how could she be a herald?
Maybe Vidal will trip her down the stairs. Those heels are an accident waiting to happen.
Don't hold your breath. Vidal is a true believer, fiercely loyal to the Constant. It must be why he chose her to show Burnwood the ropes. Figured the rest of us wouldn't forgive and forget so easily. Sneaky bastard.
The man didn't get to where he is by accident.
Johannesburg called.
And from that smirk of yours, I take it Ether is in?
Ether, Kronstadt, Hampson, Milton Fitzpatrick, Quantum Leap, Dynasty Global. All the big players now officially under the same corporate umbrella.
How does he do it?
It's also deceptively simple. The partners created a power cabal bound together by secrets and back-scratching. All the Constant did was make it real. Enter the Destiny Group, a fully legal, entirely official, supranational corporate entity. By merging, each company becomes untouchable, moving beyond any state jurisdiction. Granted, there's a certain amount of legal trailblazing yet to be done, but Yates and his team are confident it'll work out.
And where will this Destiny Group be based? Space?
No need for that. See, it just so happens that the Ark Society bought a swathe of Arctic land from Denmark.
The Hyperborea site. The world's first sovereign corporate state. Holy shit.
Not bad, huh? I guess that makes you and me ambassadors. The Constant never ceases to amaze me.
So, he really was telling the truth. The guy had no idea who he was working for.
Remind you of anyone?
That's different. We're not putting our lives on the line.
Tell that to Yamazaki and Cassidy. Hajun was shot point blank in a parking lot. Bronson was never heard from again.
Fine. I take your point.
Turns out some of Grey's militia went rogue after he joined up with Burnwood and her assassin. Idle hands and all that. This Orson Mills was caught robbing a money transport in Belgium. A few calls to the right people and he was ours. The Constant sent an ether extraction team to wring the truth out of him. But Grey had studied us, mimicked our structure. Mills was recruited by Alma Reynard, who was recruited by Sean Rose, and you get the picture. Meanwhile, I don't know if it was the interrogation drugs or just plain Stockholm Syndrome, but Orson Mills saw the light. He is now one of us.
No kidding.
He's joined the Constant's private security team. Seems there are a few vacancies after the Thornbridge Manor operation.
Well, here's to new beginnings, I suppose.
over here.
You two must be Burnwood and Vidal.
And you must be Yates's garbage man. Sorry, but I didn't catch your name.
This is Corvo Black, Tamara. He's a ICA regular.
I only work with the best.
Well, we're all here, it seems. Except for our guide, the chief winemaker. Looks like we're stuck here until someone fetches him. Mr. Black, I'm looking in your direction.
Hold on. I'll track him down.
Attaboy. Do try and bring him back in one piece. Counterintuitive as that may be.
That was a bit rude.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Senor Vargas?
What? What is he now? What?
You have some guests waiting. Senor Yates wanted you to give them the grand tour. Remember?
As if I don't have more important things to do than babysit Yates' socialite friends. It's only harvest season.
Better do what he says, Patron. Big shot New York lawyer like that. Don't want to get on his bad side.
Well, I'm not going anywhere until I have decided if the crop is right for picking. Bring me the 3 Malbec grapes to taste, Ramon. If Yates doesn't like how I prioritize, he can weigh me down with concrete and toss me off a bridge. How's that?
3 grapes, was it? I'll get my picking knife. Oh, man, come on. I left it right here. Seriously, who takes another man's picking knife? It's gonna be one of those days, isn't it?
Mr. Vargas, I have the 3 grapes you requested.
Yes, good. Bring him here. Now, let's see. A lovely inky black color. Good size, large and firm. Seeds brown. Excellent. And finally, taste. Sweet, flavorful, robust tannins. Some floral notes. Marvelous. Why, I say these grapes are ripe for harvest. Inform the workers, will you, Ramon? I have a tour to conduct.
Will do.
Ah, my fellow wine lovers. Yo. Hello. Welcome to Viñeda Yates. I do apologize for the delay. The Malbec grape is a demanding mistress. So, I am Gabriel Vargas, chief winemaker, and I will be your tour guide. Any questions before we start?
Yes, but you're not going to like them.
We're good. Lead the way, Senor Vargas.
Wonderful. Follow me. These are busy times. In fact, we're just about to harvest this year's crop. Great expectations. So how do you like Argentina?
Like everywhere else. Full of Americans.
First stop on the tour is the production floor, where our prize-winning Malbec grapes are processed. We insist on steaming every grape by hand, which means that during harvest season, the grapes do tend to pile up. Luckily, we have plenty of storage space. Our equipment is state-of-the-art, including an industrial-sized freezer unit, and last but not least, our trusty grape crusher.
Interesting. Wouldn't you say, Mr. Black?
Follow me, please.
Are you a wine man, Black? Somehow you don't seem the type.
Oh, I believe Mr. Black here is something of a jack-of-all-trades. Isn't that so?
I dabble.
I see. I just thought Yates might be sending a message. My mistake.
So, have any of you been to our vineyard before?
Only on business.
Next on our tour is the fermentation atrium, where the wine goes through its primary stage of fermentation. In these big open tanks, yeast converts the sugars in the wine to alcohol in a process that lasts between 5 to 15 days. This is also where we squeeze the mass into a fine juice using our grape presser for the longer secondary stage of fermentation.
Fascinating.
Now, before we move on, do any of you have questions?
How about you, Mr. Black? You look like you have something on your mind.
I have a question. It's... perhaps we can take a closer look.
Certainly. Lead the way.
What can you tell me about this device? Grape presser, was it?
That is correct, senor. After primary fermentation, the mass is pressed through a fine filter, leaving only the flesh and skins behind. I should add, the grape stomping, the iconic practice of crushing grapes with your bare feet, is historically rare and mostly a tourist gimmick. But you are most welcome to try. Imagine you're a grape.
Thanks. I'll pass.
Oh, go on. I'll take a picture of the three of you.
Oh, come on, Tamara. When in Rome.
Fine.
Say queso.
May I see that, Mr. Vargas? I believe I blinked.
So, this is what the little guy feels like.
No, all good. Looks like one for the mat.
Any further questions? Ask away.
What can you tell me about this grape crusher?
Well, as the name implies, it crushes the steamed grapes into a thick pulp or must by a powerful rotating cylinder. She is one of the most important appliances in our production pipeline.
Have you had any workplace accidents?
What? Fall into the vat and get crushed to a pipe? You'd have to be a bona fide idiot. Waste of space at last minute.
Yes, well, fortunately, we have had none of that. So if there's no further questions... Huh? Isn't someone else supposed to be doing this? Oh, finally. Now, are there any more questions? Don't be shy.
What can you tell me about this freezer?
This is an industrial cold storage unit where we keep our excess grapes stocked to prevent decay. It easily reaches temperatures of -10 degrees Celsius. Trust me, you don't want to stay in here for long.
Hey,
There's no doorknob on the inside. Seems like a pretty glaring safety omission, if you ask me.
Probably soundproof, too.
And good luck getting a phone signal.
Such imaginations you have. But there really is no need to worry. Why? We haven't had an accident since Mrs. Yates' dog was run over by a grey picker. Anything else you wish to know? There's really no trouble.
I'm interested in these containers.
Ah, yes. Our large fermentation tanks are constructed from solid French oak and each contain up to 500 gallons of grey must.
Interesting. Are those cooling sockets?
They are indeed, Senora. The cooling system allows us to fine-tune the entire process. Temperature, humidity levels, etc. Our goal here at Tierra Yates is quite simple. From the state-of-the-art winemaking facility to our carefully nurtured grape stock, hand-picked with loving care by local experts, we have only one purpose: to make the best vinos in Argentina and beyond.
Well, looks like an accident waiting to happen.
Occupational hazard. Eh, Burwood?
Excelente. Let's continue to the barrel room, if you'll follow me.
Are you enjoying yourself, Mr. Black?
Oh, it's all very inspiring.
Winemaking is a grand pursuit. Sure.
So
Everyone
you-
talks about craft beer these days. You can make a decent IPA in your pantry. It is pedestrian. No, this, my friends, this is true grandeur. And so we arrive to our final stop, the barrel room. This is where we store the wine during the secondary stage of fermentation. The area behind the glass is where we keep our most precious bottles, including a 1945 Grand Paladin, the most expensive wine in existence. The access doors, which are made from ballistic glass, can only be unlocked from the security room high above our heads.
Remarkable.
Ah, here comes Senor Yates now. I shall leave you in his capable hands.
How reassuring.
Ah, Miss Burnwood, is it not? Don Yates, pleased to meet you. You come very highly recommended. As Chief of the Heralds, let me be the first to say welcome aboard.
Why, thank you, Mr. Yates. Rest assured that I will be following your every lead very closely.
Say, that reminds me. We're about to have a little Herald get-together up at the house. Just a modest toast to celebrate my forthcoming inauguration as Constant. You are, of course, most welcome to join us. I believe you shall make a fine Herald once the trading wheels are off.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Capital. Right this way, into the lion's den. Why don't you take a break, Corvo? We're done here for now, I think. Oh, but don't go too far. I may still need your services later.
I'll be closer than you think.
Oh, almost forgot. Cortazar, please nip down to the wine cellar and tell Mr. Flowers, the sommelier, to prep the 1945 Grand Paladin and bring it up to the house for our special occasion.
Got it, Chief.
Looking good.
good, looking good.
Flowers. Mr. Yates wants the 1945 Grand Paladin brought up to the house. Special occasion.
What did the aliens land on the front lawn? Have the ghosts of Jesus, John Lennon, and Eva Perón unexpectedly come for dinner? Help me out here. What could possibly be so special?
Above your clearance, Flowers. Just fetch it already.
Fine. What's the passcode again?
Last year of World War II. If you have to look it up, shame on you.
It's just the 1945 Grand Paladin. Protection. Irreplaceable. You don't drink the 1945 Grand Paladin any more than you would write a shopping list on the Mona Lisa. Ugh, men like Don Yates know the price of everything, but the value of nothing.
I am sorry, Patron. Say, what if we exchange the labels? Served him a different wine.
Ah, you are devious, Santino. But no. If Mr. Yates wishes to destroy something beautiful, I will not stand in his way. That is between him and his creator.
How did he even get his hands on a bottle? I hear the last of the 45s was sold to Sheikh Omar Al-Ghazali for $600,000. Most expensive bottle ever sold.
Yes. A curious story. See, that bottle you refer to came from a case of 12, which were recovered from a sunken Carlisle shipping container that went down in the South China Sea during the final days of World War II. Now, of those 12, only 5 were raised intact. Al-Ghazali bought one under great media coverage, while the others simply disappeared, quietly obtained by some clandestine private collector. Until one of the bottles was donated to Mr. Yates by Byron Washington, CEO of the Pax Mundus Foundation, as a reward for winning a court case. Now, Byron's twin daughters were treasure hunters, so that explains how he managed to get first pick. But you see, I was here when the bottle arrived, and the crate it arrived in bore a curious logo. Something called the Ark Society.
Intriguing. Do you know what it means?
Well, not a clue. And now, we will never know. No, you don't get attached, Santino. For all fine things in life are transient. Hey, wait a minute. What the hell is that?
Why are you Please, no.
Sir, I present to you the 1945 Grand Paladin.
Huh. Somehow I thought it'd be bigger. Come on, Flowers. Guests are waiting. on, get yourself patted down. We're still on alert from all those big shot CEOs getting offed.
Jesus, look at him go. Jeez, he's a machine. What glasses does that make? He's not the first, and he won't be the last. Yeah, hey, bro.
I'm gonna need to frisk you if you want to come through here. Hey, stop twitching. You're not making my life easy here. All right, all good. Go on.
So here's the deal, Flowers. The boss is having a powwow with some employees, and discretion is the name of the game. I'm sure you figured that out already, you being a scholar and all. Don't discuss, disclose, or hell, even contemplate what goes down. Just set your mind to wool-gathering mode. You think you can do that for me, Flowers?
Worry not, Mr. Corsair. I'm the very soul of discretion.
Good man. They're already at it. Go on, place the wine on the table. I'll pour it.
Decant.
Pardon me, Your Majesty.
I have always considered the heralds the unspoken heroes of Providence. The nervous system, effectively and reliably transmitting the decrees of the brain to the body and limbs of our great organization. And I am delighted that so many of you were able to join me today, despite your busy schedules, and celebrate my retirement from the world of law and imminent instatement as the third constant of Providence. Make no mistake, I have two formidable sets of shoes to fill, but I am athirst to pick up the mantle.
Flowers, you're blowing it.
Ah, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Flowers, our resident sommelier. I believe he has brought us something quite special. Perhaps you will educate us, Mr. Flowers.
This is the 1945 Grand Paladin, one of only 5 bottles in existence. The vintage is legendary, the proverbial unicorn wine. The year was hot, the wine's super concentrated, and thanks to hail and frost, the production was small. Only 300 bottles were ever produced. And when the vineyard was bombed during the closing days of World War II, only a single crate survived. It is said to have amazingly complex aromas with long, savory layers of fruit and spice flavors, and a silky texture. Enjoy.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Flowers. Feel free to stick around in case our guests have questions. This wine was gifted to me by the Art Society in acknowledgement of my firm's legal services. It stands as a powerful reminder that Providence draws its strength not from force, but from partnership. We are but a few, and yet together we are unstoppable because we stand united. My friends, loyalty is everything, which is why we cannot allow traitors into our ranks.
Ah, yes. Here it comes.
This woman has waged bloody war on us. More than a dozen heralds and operatives dead. Your colleagues and clients, my friend, Ken Morgan. Not to mention the partners themselves, our founders, our benefactors. Make no mistake, this woman's hands are soaked in blood. Our blood. And Arthur Edwards, the new supreme head of Providence, is handing her the keys to the kingdom. Now, does that seem right to you, my friends? Does that sound like loyalty?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Perhaps Edwards simply recognizes talent when he sees it. Perhaps this is why I am also in the running to become constant. And following this childish outburst, I dare say I am in the lead. Dawn.
Gotta be kidding.
You're lying, of course. Which only proves my point. You cannot be trusted, Miss Burnwood. This woman will be our downfall. That is, unless we take matters into our own hands. You are heralds, sworn to protect Providence against all threats, including inside ones. I have devised a plan. Together we can make it work, but you have to decide now, my friends. Are you with me?
I'm in.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I'm in.
Listen to yourselves. Don Yates is not even appointed constant yet. And already he conspires to betray his master. I don't pretend to understand Edward's every move, but I do know that this man is an opportunist and unworthy of office.
Then you are a traitor to the heralds. The room is against you, Tamara. Stand down now or share her fate.
Edwards will hear about this.
I think not. I am sorry, but you brought this on yourself. Mr. Cortazar? Escort Miss Burnwood to my office. I'll join you shortly.
Right. Move it. Let's go.
I'm warning you, Yates. This will not go your way.
We need to get our story straight. Diana Burnwood died today by the hand of her rogue Agent 47. Tamara Vidal, who saw through the assassin's disguise, was, alas, killed as well. This is what you will all attest to.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm in.
Yes.
A toast, then, in her honor. Savor the taste, because you never will again. And let me remind you, we are in this together. One goes down, we all go down. Here's to loyalty.
To loyalty.
Valentina, it worked. Yes, they all back my plan. Your plan. Cortazar will dispose of Burnwood, and Corvo is staging the crime scene, with all the heralds backing my story. Edwards will have no reason for doubt. As always, I owe it all to you, my love. Looks like a beautiful day after all. Yes, see you in a while. It's Yates. Listen, I can't be absolutely sure, but I think I saw something. A man, tall, Caucasian, head-shaven, generically handsome. You know, like a mannequin? Anyway, he was dressed as staff, but he was definitely not one of mine. And when he noticed me looking at him, he got up fast and slipped into the crowd. So you might want to keep an eye out for intruders. Like I pay you to? Right. See that you do. And now they're looking for an assassin. Like they say, the devil's in the detail.
Remember, Flowers, you never saw a thing. Not a damn thing.
Took you long enough. Quick! Clear the floor and get yourself a guard outfit. Yates won't be long. Good. I was beginning to worry.
Were you?
No. Listen up, 47. Yates will be here shortly. He'll have his thug Corsair do his dirty work, but he won't pass up on the chance for a good gloat and a monologue.
So, private space? Kill room decor?
Exactly. We won't get another shot at this. Now sit down and blend in. When I provide a distraction, you just be ready to move.
Corvo, pick up your damn phone. Plan B is a go. I repeat, Plan B is a go. Start prepping a crime scene, like we discussed. Remote, staged accident. Oh, and Corvo, make it for two. Just improvise. Miss Burnwood.
You rolled out the red carpet just for me. Dawn, you shouldn't have.
So confident, even in defeat. I suppose you're not used to danger, always safe behind your screens.
Oh, crap.
Just tell me one thing. Part ways.
Why me?
Why? Why would Edwards trust you? It will keep me awake at nights, and I'm 65. I get up 4 times to piss as it is.
Oh, it's simple, really. Edwards is proud. He considers himself the cleverest man alive, and yet we tricked him on Isle of Scale, and it's eating him up. He needs to win. Full, unequivocal victory. My recruitment was just the feather in his cap. By the way, you were right about one thing.
Yeah? I'm all ears.
Turns out this woman will be your downfall. If it's any consolation, Dawn,
what are
your
you doing, you
instincts are dead
asshole?
on.
Don't stand there!
Will be constant.
Shoot her!
And I will make it my mission to tear down Providence brick by brick. Finish it.
Such a good boy.
Well done, 47. Better get rid of the body. Won't be long before they come looking. When you're done, meet me on the dance floor. Oh, and dress appropriately.
Excuse me, would you mind if I borrow one of those torches? I need it to light the asado pit.
Go ahead. They're just for decoration anyway. Say, you're one of those TV chefs. The Yosa brothers, right? You're...
Pablo Yosa, the younger. I provide the talent, the good looks and fun. My brother, well, he knows how to balance the books.
Well, I am just a big fan, Senor Sosa. I must appreciate all 14 seasons of your show. I especially love the one where you cook Bob on the International Space Station.
Yeah, we absolutely did that. Yeah, for real. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going. Hungry mouths to feed.
No, stay. Tell us more. Cooking for people must be so rewarding.
Well, I especially remember the time, I believe it was season 8, when we flew around the world in a hot air balloon with expert survivalist and treasure hunter Blake Nathaniel. In episode 12, we had to touch down in Papua New Guinea to avoid a storm. Luckily, the Kolufa tribe was extremely hospitable. We taught them a few of our barbecue techniques, and they taught us how to make smoked tarantula. That was great. Yes, we're very fortunate.
Amazing. I can't wait to tell my dad today. He'll be so excited. He's your biggest fan. He bought the Acorns and the special anniversary barbecue sauce and everything.
You're too kind. But now I really have to go. My brother must be getting impatient. Not that he's the boss of me or anything.
Oh, come on. Stay a bit. What's it like to be famous for doing something you really love?
Well, one episode really stands out. Miguel and I were invited to cook asado at the wedding of Esteban Montoya, head of the Moreno cartel. Naturally, we had concerns, but Miguel and I figured, nobody kills the barbecue chef. Besides, our new line of sauces had just hit the market, and Moreno's endorsement would be great for our Mexican rollout, so yeah, we went. Little did we know that the Delgado cartel had hired notorious Hitman Curare to strike during the wedding dinner. That is, not until Miguel found the severed head of Montoya's nephew roasted in the center of the asado pit. Apparently, the killer had snuck in disguise as one of the kitchen aides. We must have passed by him several times, never knowing how close we came to certain death. Hi! Yeah, we are truly blessed.
So cool. I'm gonna go home and watch all 14 with the commentary.
Great to hear. Now, if you excuse me.
No. Don't go yet. Give us some highlights from your career.
Well, I can tell you about the strangest private gig ever attended. It took place on a remote island somewhere in the Arctic Sea, but we had no clue where, because the host insisted that we wore blindfolds, not only for the helicopter ride out, but throughout the entire evening. Imagine cooking barbecue in total darkness. Good thing we're pros. I knew what the party was about. We wore noise-canceling headphones too, and even then, we had to sign a solid brick of NDA. I can only assume it was some word domination thing. The life of a celebrity chef.
That is so inspiring. Maybe it's time I created that interior decorating blog. When you're passionate about something, who knows where it might be?
Thank you. Well, it was lovely talking to you both, but I have a job to do.
No, stay. Tell us more. Cooking for people must be so rewarding.
Well, there was the time we invited VIP guests to cook with us on the show. Seasons 9 and 10, I think it was. We had Jordan Cross, who was a vegan and insisted on grilling eggplants. We had Craig Black, author of the Cassandra Snow novels. And then, of course, my brother thought it would be a good idea to invite Viktor Novikov. You know, the Russian fashion mogul who died during one of his Paris shows a while back. Most of our guests are dead now. Anyway, Novikov, who managed to utterly scorch his chorizo, threw a tantrum in front of rolling cameras and kicked off the parrilla, sending chicken breasts and tenderloin flying in all directions. Then we spent 6 months in a legal battle with the show tapes because Viktor Novikov was completely without a sense of humor and couldn't stand to lose face. In the end, we settled and got ourselves a brand partnership with Sanguine. Yes, Now I simply must be going. Shadow won't like itself.
Hey, man. You're like... I'm waiting to tell my friend.
Hello, sir.
"47?
It's done. Now what?
Now, we strike at the heart.
Edwards. You know how to find him, don't you?
Why, Edwards finds you, 47. He is untraceable, and he never lets you forget it. He is cocky, and that will be his downfall.
What's the plan?
Too many eyes. Meet me at the Olive Grove at sunset. One last tango, 47. How did you know?
Your deal. That kind of power always comes with a price. What's yours?
I think you know. I am sorry. This is a necessary evil.
What have you done?
Ether brand neurotoxin transfers by touch. See, Edwards learns by his mistakes, 47. And as you've clearly demonstrated, brute force is futile. It had to be me. It was the only way.
To get this close.
My family. I know what you did. After all these years, I finally know.
I am sorry.
You didn't have a choice. I did. Providence used you, but I'm no better. All I saw was a blank slate, a weapon to wield. I told myself it was what you needed, but people aren't meant to be controlled. This is a kindness. Goodbye, Agent.